check. No.
You can hear me?
No, still can't hear you.
Oh.
Just hold down a little longer. No. No. Hi, welcome back everyone to Let's Talk, where we just share stories and share whatever is happening. We started this a few months ago in light of the pandemic that was happening. We just had an audience for people to share their stories, share their experiences, and have others offer advice as to how best to get through this together. So we promised to come back and do a program monthly, talking on different topics. And one of the topics that came up was online businesses. So I have with me today Kristen Clark. Welcome, Kristen.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
It's great that you are actually here. So I've known Kristen for over 10 years. We worked at Business Center together, or just about 10 years by this. We worked at Business Center together, and I know, we've kept in touch on Facebook, and I know she's doing her online business. So I'm like, what better person, someone who is doing the business and that can share things with other people. So our topic of discussion today is online businesses and digital marketing, or digital marketing. So some persons may like, oh my goodness, online business. Like, don't be scared. We'll just talk about it. We'll just share. She'll share her experience. She says she's no expert, but I think otherwise. But she'll share her experience. If you got questions, be sure to ask. We'll answer them. So whether you are on Facebook or on YouTube, then we'll answer the questions and see as much what we can cover today. All right, so Kristen, do you want to introduce yourself to those who are here? And she's a little nervous, but I told her, hey, it's just me. Like, what's the worst could have happened? Like, nothing. So,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I know. Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm super happy that you asked me. It's so nice to see you again because it's been so long. So, but yeah, I'm Kristen Clark. I live in Sherwood Park. I am 38 years old. I actually was raised in Ontario until I was about 10, and then we came to Alberta. So there was the economy crash, I guess, in the 80s. My parents came here for work, so we grew up in small towns, raising dogs, riding horses, that kind of thing. So
That sounds fun.
yeah, just a small town girl. I graduated high school, came to Edmonton, went to first, I guess, Grant MacEwan for 2 years. I took Bachelor of Commerce degree, and I specialized in marketing. And then the last 2 years was at U of A, where I got my degree. And it's a funny thing about education is that you take a 4-year degree, and there's absolutely no guarantee what you're going to make, if you're going to get a job, how much you're going to make, stuff like that. So I had to start at the bottom. I had no work experience in marketing. That was my major. And so I started out as a receptionist. I had many, many jobs. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed most of them. And yeah, so I got married in 2011, and I've had a little girl who's now 6 and a little boy who's now 3. And yeah, we're in Sherwood Park, so.
All right. Great. So if you didn't know about Kristen, now you do.
Yeah.
And if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, be sure to share, like the video so that we can have others come on and have some information. I'm getting some haze, agape. Andrea says, hi, Kristen, looking forward to this and how excited for you. She's got a big team behind her. I see Ted there, you got this. Hubby's also.
Hi, hubby. Hi, mother-in-law.
Matthew Pina is there. Ellen Clark says you will rock at this, Kristen. So she's got so many persons in her corner. So
yes. I see a lot of the people in my business here. We're watching the watch party and doing the watch party. This is kind of
multitasking.
Crazy. I've never done this before.
All right. So here's my first question for you, Kristen. So I knew you in marketing. What changed? Now you're doing online business. Like, what changed? What caused you to switch from that to doing an online business?
Sure. So a few things. So actually, in January 2018, my son turned 1. I went back to work after a year mat leave, and unfortunately, at the same time, my husband and I actually separated. So. For the first time, I was with 2 kids on my own, and I was working, and I soon realized how much it sucked. Like, it sucked waking up to an alarm and getting my kids off to daycare, and they're crying every time I leave them at daycare, and going to work, and then to get home at 5-ish, and they're hungry and they're cranky and they just want to see me and play with me, and I had to cook, and they go to bed at like 7:30, so I only had a couple hours with them, and I just thought, this sucks. And I'm also worried about my financial future, right? I had debt I needed to pay off, and I just thought, I know what I'm getting paid, and what I'm getting paid isn't going to get me out of debt and then live the life that I want to live and help pay for college for my kids and all that kind of stuff, and take them to Disneyland and whatnot. So I went in search of a side gig, and the options that I found, either I was in a small duplex at the time, and so to do something like a service where you're putting on nails or eyelashes or something, it wouldn't work for me because I didn't have the space. And I also knew that working a service, if you're not actually physically doing the work, then you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So if you go on holidays, you're not getting paid. And so, yeah, actually what I found was an online business where wherever I go, as long as there's internet, I can be making money.
Okay, and that's a good option. As you mentioned that wherever there was internet, as I said before, this program just started because of what was happening with the pandemic. Like, how has that affected you as a family first, and then your business?
Sure. So, well, first, the kids are now at home with me. So, although I started, and within a year of working online, I was actually able to leave my job. So I've been doing it full-time from home for a year, but I still had my kids in daycare because for a shorter amount of time. So I'd pick them up early. I'd have dinner ready. I got to volunteer at school and stuff. But so now they're home full time with me. So that's a bit more challenging for me. But at the same time, my business is still running in the background, and it really hasn't affected me negatively. If anything, the pandemic has affected me positively and my business because, well, for one, people are online more. They're at home, I'm bored. We all know that song. And so they're that part. So they're scrolling and they're coming across ads and online business opportunity, and they're curious and they want to know more. Also, they're worried about their future. Maybe lots of people lost their career and are afraid when they get back they have to find a job like millions of others and go back into the career force while everyone else is trying to vie for the same jobs. And so, and they got a taste of it. They got a taste of what it's like to be at home every day. And so, yeah, my business is actually doing really well. And But yeah, it's just a bit more hectic at home with the kids running around. Yeah.
Okay. So, as we said, it's an option that you've got. You're at home. You're not having to go out to commute, but you were doing that from before. And your main adjustment is just with the kids at home now.
Yeah.
But you have adjusted because lots of persons have the challenge with, I have to set a schedule up. I have to do so many things because I'm working at home. And you think you're at home, you're going to be in your PJs all day, but then you're not in the mode to work. We'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
Talk some more. But at least you're, already past that point because you're already working from home for 2 years. So just talking in general, what are some typical online business platforms that exist?
Sure. So again, I don't know all of them, but I know that there's those subscription boxes. I'm sure lots of people have seen. The celebrities often are promoting those subscription boxes that come every month or quarter or whatever they are. So there's that. And then there's programs called affiliate marketing or referral programs. And so big retailers like Walmart, eBay, Amazon, Apple, they all use people like us to advertise their products, and then we take a commission, right? Like that's a typical, I guess, referral program. But you're all by yourself, and you have to figure it out on your own, and there's no mentorship program or community or training or whatever. Then there's another one where it's affiliate networks. So you work with a network, and they have multiple different retailers with affiliate programs. So, but then that middleman takes a cut of that. I guess you could be a blogger, and then I again, same with a YouTuber. I don't know much, but I know that I think you have to have a certain amount of followers in order to be able to get ads put on your page and make money through ads. So
I'm a YouTuber. Well, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a storyteller on YouTube. But yeah, people ask the question, so how do you monetize your page? And I've actually looked into it, and it takes certain amount of subscribers, certain amount of watch hours that you need. Okay, I've got persons here. Hello, Virginia. Welcome back. Thank you. Donna, I saw Donna earlier saying welcome back from YouTube. That's my mommy. Hi, mommy.
Hi, mommy.
So, so at least with that, they mentioned you need X amount of hours, thousands of hours watch time, plus the amount of subscribers that you need in order to monetize it. But there's money there. But of course, you need to do that to get persons advertising on your blog. And then you mentioned affiliate marketing. Yep. So you said the big blockbuster companies, you can work with them directly, but then you're on your own. And then the affiliate network, where there's a middleman that's there that teaches you, but they get a cut of whatever money you're getting. Okay.
And then there's what I do.
Okay.
So I can talk about it now or later, but it's basically, it's affiliate marketing, but it's basically a franchise model that we've created that has all the training you need, all the sales tools, the products are there, the mentorship program is plugged in, your sales funnel, so we create your website and all that kind of stuff. So people don't need to have technical knowledge or design skills on websites or marketing know-how or any of that.
And that's one of the main fear with people. You think about you're going to start an online business or you're going to do something online. Do you have all the tools that you need? Do you have the knowledge? And then, many persons are, it's technology, things change every day. How do you know you're, abreast of things and like doing the best in your field? But your company provides options, training, the tools that people need in order to push them forward.
Yeah.
All right. So what are some of the advantages of running an online business?
So for me, like I said, I have time freedom. I don't have to wake up to an alarm. I can set my hours. I can decide when and where I want to work. I can go away on I can't right now, but when I can, I'll go on a vacation somewhere, and I'll still be able to do a bit of work if I feel like it, and my business is still running, like I said. So there's no commuting. You don't have to, especially in Alberta, lots of people have to work out of town and they're away from their family for long periods of time. So obviously you don't have to do that. You can work in your pajamas. You can work outside. I spend more time doing errands during the day and being with friends and family. And to me, there's endless advantages of working for yourself and online. No no crazy coworkers or bosses or, yeah.
Have you ever had crazy coworkers or bosses?
Do you want me to tell my story?
Sure.
So right before we got on here, I asked Sharonette if I should talk about this story. So I was just saying that, yeah, I mean, there can be really uncomfortable work environments. And luckily I haven't had too many, but the last place that I worked at, there was one. There was someone in the company that, for whatever reason, I guess didn't like me. And she ended up creating like a fake profile online and was giving out my cell number to people and telling them to contact her. And so they did several times a day for a couple weeks until my employer found out who it was. And luckily, you know, they let her go obviously immediately. So they handled it awesome. But for the years leading up to that, it was a very uncomfortable work environment to be in with her and the little posse that she had. But yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to know for our viewers, have you had any crazy work experiences or, you know?
Yeah.
And then why would you want to work online? Here's a question I'm going to ask. Why would you want to work online? Don, it says, hi, Kristen. Mommy's saying hi.
Hi.
So for me, if I think about, you know, the option of working online, there was also teaching online. And that's options that I've told you that I've looked at before where persons, you know, teaching English online. So there's somewhere in the world teaching online, they're able to provide that instruction, maybe with different time zones, but they've got that flexibility. And I think that's one of the main things of having that flexibility of being able to run a business online. Yeah, so that's one of the main things for me. If I think about, you know, working online, you've got that flexibility. Yeah. Because even now with work, with what's happened with the pandemic, like we've been working at home, right? And you're working online and already comfortable with the tools. So that flexibility is there. You don't have to get up as early to go to work, so you don't have to be late, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so for someone who's thinking about exploring this option, and my time looks like it's going fast, but we'll find time to chat. For someone thinking about exploring this option, what are some of the work habits that they may need to modify or change to be successful at this time? And I want to remind our viewers to share, if you think that this is something that's valuable for someone who's probably looking at different options, you know, with the pandemic, persons may not have a job to go back to, or, you know, their hours are significantly reduced. So at least having another option, something in their back pocket, plan B, or for some it's going to be their plan A. At least you can share that information with someone that they can look at this opportunity. It may not be for everyone, but at least it's an option that persons can look at.
Yeah. So for me, work habits at home and what you need to work at home. First and foremost, I realized I need a good workspace. Okay. For the longest time, I had a little desk behind the couch, and with little kids, that wasn't great. They like to play with my office stuff. And then having a space for everything. So, you know, file system and books and whatever, tools, I guess, to keep you organized and keeping track of your business and that sort of thing. And you don't have a boss telling you what to do and when to do it and stuff. So creating yourself deadlines and to-do lists is really important. Otherwise, you know, days could go by where you don't feel like doing it, so you're just going to go on Netflix or something.
I'm going to say tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes.
Yeah. So it's good, and that's what's also good about having a community of people that you work with. We have online meetings. You have a mentor and a coach, so you can check in with them and say, you know, I'm in need of help. I need motivation. I need something, right? What else I was thinking? You have to track your income and expenses. That's really important when you're self-employed, so that at the end of the year you're ready for taxes, and then also saving some of those big checks for taxes.
Big checks.
Big checks.
You get big checks sometimes. You actually get paid working online.
I get paid. Imagine that.
Because people ask, do you have to get paid, or does it really work? Is it a scam? It's the questions people ask all the time. Like, You know,
Sure.
how do you know? Are you sure? People get, like, I know you because I know you, but otherwise, if I'm just looking online and I see someone, I'm like, I wonder if they actually get paid or they're just saying they get paid.
Well, I would say do your research and creep people out, because the proof is in the pudding. And if anyone's been watching my page for any amount of time, they'll see that I went from a small duplex to a bungalow, and now I'm in a 2-story, like 6-bedroom, house, and I've upgraded my car. And before all this pandemic stuff, I went traveling and stuff. So you can see through what people are doing too. They don't always have to just show you the money. They can just, you see what kind of lifestyle they're living, and yeah. And I was able to leave my job. So, and I can make more in 1 month now than I did a whole year working where we worked together.
Okay. Very possible. So, you mentioned you were able to leave your job. So, like, how long were you doing this part-time before you decided, I'm going to make that jump? And, like, what held you back is probably the question I'll probably ask.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, I started back to work with a job in January 2018. I found the business February 2018, so a month later. It was actually introduced to me through a lady at work, and I was working maybe 1 to 4 hours a day on the business. So depending on the day and if it was a weekend and all that kind of stuff. So it was very part-time, and within 7 months I was making 5 figures a month.
Okay.
So I could have left my job, but I didn't. I hung on for a while just to see how things were going to go, and I liked the extra income. And so I could have left within 7 or 8 months, but I left after 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone is gonna, kind of put their toes in the water, see how that's going. So if they're saying, I'm gonna do it part-time, like, what would be a comfortable weekly amount of hour expectation that they would think they need to put into the business in order to see some income?
So like I said, 1 to 4 hours a day, but it's in like 2-minute increments. I can answer someone on the phone while I'm waiting for the doctor, or I can, I can post a Facebook post anytime, anywhere. It doesn't take, you don't have to sit down and learn and research and write, and it can be done in 2 to 20-minute increments. So, yeah.
Okay. So the business you're in, and you just kind of hinted at before, what are some of the support or training in place for persons?
Sure. So, yeah, as I mentioned, we have the complete, basically, franchise model. It's totally plug and play, turnkey. We have several training videos, step-by-step training videos that you follow along with, and it's updated daily. So the training now, so the business itself that I'm plugged in with it's about 3.5 years old, and so the training has come a long, long way in the past 2 years that I've been doing it. And then there's like I said, the community. So there's over 50,000 people now in our community, and I coach just about, I think 430 is what I.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah. So you have coaches and mentors. We do weekly mastermind online webinars just for business owners. So it's always educational, inspirational, motivational. Like, they keep you plugged in and accountable and excited about your business, and learning new tools and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. We create your sales funnel for you and have all the things in the back end that you need, all the programs. And if you had to go and do them on your own, they would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars.
When you say sales funnel, like, what's that for those of us, like, what's that?
Sure. So a sales funnel, so really anybody online, you have a product or service that you're wanting people to buy, and they need to know about it, right? Okay. So in order to get people to know about it, you have to attract them. So you have to show them what it is. So it can be advertisements, and then going, and so it's a process getting people, and most people are out there looking for what they want anyways, right? So you're just capturing them when they're looking for what they want. And so your website, we create that for you. And then all the email campaigns, and basically just giving people information in order for them to make the right purchase decision for themselves.
Okay. Cool. So you said you've got 50,000 people in the community. Are they just in North America, South America? Like, where are the
Global.
people? They're global.
Yeah.
So there's no restriction based on where you're at that you can do this business. It's right across the world.
Right across the world. I've done coaching calls in Mexico, Caribbean, Europe, like Australia, like everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, and I know lots of persons that are on Ghana TV are primarily French. So do you have like different language coaches for different persons if they speak different languages? Do you have coaches for that, or is it primarily English? Like, how does that work?
It's primarily English. However, we do have groups within our larger group. So we do have a French community, and they have a chat group, and they do their meetings and stuff that you can talk to. But yes, our webinars are in English, our training is in English, so people need to at least be able to read and write English, but I know lots of people in our business, they speak other languages and they do ads in their own language and stuff like that, so we have, yeah, like I said, it's global, and we have people in Canada, a large community of immigrant people that have different languages, and they do really, really well in our business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So opportunities there wherever you're at, whatever language you speak, you're still able to plug in, and you're able to, earn some money or just get the options from online business.
Yeah.
All right. What else did I have to ask Kristen today? All right. So does personal development have any part to play in running an online business?
Yeah. So that's an amazing question. I'm really glad you asked, because our community anyways is largely focused on personal development. So right from the beginning, we encourage people to read the book The Magic. So our community really talks about law of attraction and manifesting and gratitude and just pretty much everything positive. So so it's a really welcoming community, and so right from the beginning, that's the tone that's set, and so people go through their own journey with that, reading those books. There's so if anyone's unfamiliar, The Magic is the second book after The Secret, and then there's a book after The Magic called The Power. Okay. And but yeah, it's law of attraction, manifesting, gratitude, love, all that kind of stuff. And so getting what you want by putting it out there and asking for it and stuff like that, manifesting it. So I've gone through a very large personal development journey. I believe that I'm a much more positive person than I used to be. Lots of people feel that in our community. And you're learning, obviously, skills too. So there's that aspect.
So is there any drawback in doing your own business or challenge that, people probably have to think about what comes with doing your own business? Like, what are some of the challenges people have to be aware of when doing their own business?
I would say, like any goal, it's, determination and self-motivation and things like that could be a challenge for some people, because the couch does look really comfortable at times. And so, again, it's just staying plugged in and work ethic. Because, again, you don't have to be there at 8 o'clock, and you don't have to leave at 5, and you don't have a boss telling you what to do. So that can be a challenge for some, I guess, or staying organized. I don't know. I don't know what my biggest challenge was, I guess. Yeah.
Do you have some people talk about the fear of, like, I don't have my secure paycheck, versus I'm going to go hustle for my own paycheck every day versus I've got a safe job. I don't know how safe jobs can be now with everything that's happening. But yeah,
well, that's what I was going to say. Honestly, I don't know if jobs are ever really truly that safe. Right after I left my last job, there was 3 people in marketing and 2 were let go. Wow. So, and that was before the pandemic, right? That was a year ago. So there's nothing to say that I wouldn't have been one of those people. So yeah, I'm sure there's people that are risk adverse, and some people that like to take risks and are okay with the flexibility of income. Like, it might ebb and flow every now and then. But as I mentioned, the earning potential is way higher than anything offline. Okay. If you could make in 1 month what you make now in a year, like how much,
And is that available for everyone? Or, people ask, like, is that real? It's going to be the person who's been there a long time. But if I'm new, will I be able to earn 5 figures? Like, is that even possible? People ask that question. Is that possible? with the platform that you've got?
Sure. It is not get rich overnight. It is a true business that you own. So there's training, and you have to go through the training and follow the steps and show up and do that. You have to be coachable and listen to your coach and get the support you need. But yeah, like I said, I was making 5 figures a month after 7 months. We have great grandmas that are making 5 figures a month. You know, so it really, like I said, people that English is a second language, or people that never had a career. They were a stay-at-home mom, or a truck driver, or a firefighter, or a server. We have people from every different industry, real estate agents, like everybody. So.
Okay. So it's possible for anyone?
It's possible for anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you mentioned to be coachable. I had it here, like, how important is it to be coachable? Because, you know, if I'm coming from a job, not even a job, sometimes, you know, I'm qualified, you know, I'm at this level in my job, now I have to be, you know, doing something online with someone I probably don't know, or someone who's younger than me. Like, how important is it to be coachable when actually, like, doing this business?
Well, some people are very independent and they do really well on their own, but they follow the system because that's what it's there for. That's what you're plugging into, is a proven system that's there and fully developed. And so I suppose if you're following that, then some people are independent and some people need a lot of hand-holding throughout the process, and that's fine, because some people maybe did have a desk job and they're more comfortable online and with computers and internet and stuff. So, but the system is there, and that's what people are plugging into for.
And Agape says being coachable is very important, very in all caps.
She should know. She's a rock star.
And I guess in anything, you know, if you're new, if you're learning, you gotta learn the tricks of the trade before you're like, okay, I know it now. Let me, you know, go off and do it on my own. So that's definitely something that you want to be coachable when, you know, starting something new, learning something that's there.
Yeah.
So you said anywhere you're at, and for those who don't know, you're just joining in. Hi, Wilma. Hello and good evening, ladies. Hi, Wilma.
Good evening.
Petula is asking, hi, Kristen. How many hours is asked for your job?
Yeah, so you can start out very part-time, whatever that looks like for you. 1 to 4 hours a day is what I did, depending on if I had my kids or not. And now it varies. Like I said, I have my kids at home, and so some days, and it's nice out, we go out for long walks and stuff like that. And other days we stay in and they're on their phones or watching TV, so I get a bit more work done.
Okay. So it's flexible that way. So for those of you who are just joining in, we're speaking with Kristen Clark, and she's the Mommy of Two coach.
Mommy of Two Marketing is my my business, my website. If anyone's interested in learning more about this, yeah.
Yes, Mommy of Two Marketing, that's her website. You can go for more information. We're talking about online businesses and digital marketing. So we're talking about the different options people have with regards to working online. As we said, with the pandemic, lots of persons are exploring different options. You may not have a job to go back to, or you've got your hours are significantly reduced. Yeah. So, or also you may want to just have a plan B, you know, an option to earn some income on the side, help paying out some debts, you know, putting some money down for retirement, all those things, or get to take the trips that you love to. So, you know, this is an option that she's sharing with online business. She's been doing this business for just about 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. She's been very successful in the business. And she's talking about, you know, she started part-time, doing 1 to 4 hours a day, and that was enough to launch her into a 5-digit monthly income, right? Until she decided to go full-time in the business. So it's definitely an option for those who are, you know, looking to see different options that's there. Something that we talked about is, you know, things that you'll have to do once you're working online or you're working at home.
Yeah.
Making sure you've got your workspace, you know, that's there. And just me talking about it now that I'm home, working from home, like I'm at my, I don't have a fancy desk, no. I didn't have plans to work from home. So I'm at my kitchen counter, you know, with my stool and everything. But then it's important to just kind of break the space up. So where I take my breaks, I have to get up, or when I'm going to the washroom, I get up and go to the one downstairs, because I don't want to be like sitting there for the whole time and not knowing to take that break, because you've adjusted to it. But for those who are just, starting to work from home, there are certain habits that you'll have to get in, the mode of doing. And for me, it's no PJs, or else work won't get done.
No, it's true. Honestly, I don't recommend it. Like, how effective do you feel when you're in pajamas? Like, how efficient are you going to be? How, you're not going to want to post online and stuff when you're in the casual, comfy clothes. So, yeah, the days that I actually get up and shower and put on makeup and get dressed is my best days.
Yes, I get up, shower, put my shirt, even the top, if I'm doing the meetings. I like my top that's on, I'm like, yeah, I'm at work today. So I do that religiously every day. So any day, I guess I'm in my PJs, I won't be working.
Yeah, she has pajama pants on right now.
Not today. So Andrea says being coachable does not mean you don't control your own business. As Kristen says, the train is already there, and many will not need any help as they follow the train. And that's a good point. So being coachable means you don't not control your own business. And, as you mentioned that, Andrea, I'm going to talk about independence. So, you want to be coachable, but do people need to be independent in doing this business once they start?
Absolutely. There's lots of decisions to be made. Your brand and what you post and where you advertise and all that kind of stuff is totally up to you. The training just shows you kind of how to do it and gives you ideas, and you can run those ideas by your coach or mentor. So yeah, that's the fun part too. And then coaching others and helping them grow their business. This is a very tight-knit community, and we all truly want to see each other succeed. So even if anyone's not financially tied or whatever, we just support each other. We get together. I missed it, but this weekend there was a get-together in southern Alberta, central southern Airdrie area. So shout out to all you guys. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to go. But we have meetups where you get to sit and chat about your business, and mastermind, we call it, which is just asking others how they do it, and, just getting ideas, and again, connecting with people, because you don't have coworkers that you go and sit with and talk to all day about it. And if you do have a partner and they're not in the business, then it's like, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yep. So in addition to being online, and that's something that's very important, because you think about even online courses, right? And I like the model that Athabasca does, and I'm not promoting for anyone here, but like what they do is, like, for the first 2 weeks, they've got the group that comes in, they meet each other, they're on campus for the first 2 weeks, and then they go back to their separate places wherever they are in the world, continue doing the online, and then I think at graduation or one more midpoint that they meet and connect. So that's human to human interaction is still there. It's nice to be online, but at least to meet the persons in person, you've got that touch and that feel. So you say your group has meetups where you actually meet in person with the person who is online that you're working with.
Yeah. So prior to the pandemic, of course, we had lots of meetups, and we would travel. Once a year, there's a coaches retreat, and it's been in Mexico the last 2 years, so I got to go to that last year. Our, I guess, founders, I call them, Mike and Darren, they're in Vancouver, so I've flown over to Vancouver quite often, and we celebrate a lot. We celebrate lots of different things. So, yeah.
That's good. So if you're interested, you get an option to travel, meet up with people, connect with people.
And it is optional. I do get that question. Do I have to go anywhere? You don't have to. I mean, it's nice to, but even locally. So we have different chat groups that you can join, and so they can be in your location. So, in Alberta, like pretty much every province and country and region has their own. And so you join that chat group, and then you get to know other people that are near you. And so you can go for coffee with them and, whatever. So, but it's there. It's an option that's there. But, so you're as independent as you want, or you're as connected as you want.
Okay. So if someone is thinking about this, you said if you've got internet connection, like, would they need a phone, a tablet, a laptop, a Facebook account, a YouTube? Like, what do people need? And I'm like, I don't have anything. My mom's there, and she doesn't have a Facebook account, but I'm sure she's going to ask, if I was supposed to do this, like, what do I need to do a business like this, or even to share that opportunity with someone else?
Yeah. You can start with just a smartphone, I would say.
A smartphone that has memory.
Not a flip phone, Mom.
Okay.
A smartphone that can get the internet and take pictures and stuff like that. Moving along, as you get more successful with your business, you'll want a laptop. You know, I think, anyways, it makes things easier. Bigger screen and more storage and, you know, for documents and stuff.
I'm going to pause you. So Shelly says hi. Shelly Smith says hi. And Jennifer Grace says, great job, Kristen. And Kristen Blady said, Kristen, you rock.
Oh, these are all people that are in my business.
I know. She's got her cheerleaders here.
I know. These are people that I coach, and some I don't coach, but they're here watching me anyways. I love you all. Thank you for being here and watching and saying stuff and asking questions. You're helping the time go by. I don't even know what time it is.
So for those that she actually coached, what kind of coach is Kristen? Like, just put it out there.
Yeah, just
no pressure.
Drop that in the comments.
Yeah, so you said after the phone with an internet connection, then you're going to move on to a laptop.
Yeah, and just in case I've scared anybody, you don't become a coach until you've been in the business at least 6 months. Some people worry about that. You don't have to be, like, you're not a coach right away. So it takes you time. You have time to go through the training and get comfortable with everything and what you're doing and that sort of thing before you can coach
Can you
others.
opt not to coach? Like if I, my words are few and they don't come out as much, like, can I opt to say, can I not coach?
I would think for a while you can until you're at the point that you have a lot of people that need your support. So I would say it's inevitable.
Okay.
But it can take you a year or two or whatever it takes you, you know, yeah.
Okay. So it's, growing. A part of it is growing too and doing your own business and having the ability to mentor other persons who are doing the business. And it's not necessarily, something that's scary. You're going to share what you have done to be successful in your business and how they can also be successful.
Yeah, honestly, people don't even need a super active mentor. The training is all there, and there's a million other people in the community that you can connect with. So, you know, whether or not you and your mentor are like this or communicate daily, it doesn't really matter. The training is all there. So, and a mentor is different than a coach. A coach, really, I do coaching calls, and so I talk to people about their goals and what they want to achieve in the business and why. So one thing we haven't touched on is we call it your why. Like, so why are you doing this business? What are your reasons? And for me, I went through it already. It was I wanted more time with my kids. I didn't want to pick them up and then put them to bed, 2 hours later, and then wake up the next day to an alarm and do it all over again. I wanted to volunteer at my kids' school and have more financial freedom and stuff. But for other people, it could be retire early. It could be, there's people that have disabilities and can't work a 9-to-5 Monday to Friday job. They need something where if they have a bad day, they can not do it. They just don't have to get up and do it. And they have that flexibility of being at home and working the hours that they can work. So there's all kinds of reasons. So if someone has a strong enough why, that will propel them to success in this. If they continue to remember their why they're starting an online business.
As you mentioned, like, persons with disability may not be able to get up and go out, and work, but at least if they got the option where they've got a tablet, they've got a laptop at home, they can work from home without having to, go out or, have that inconvenience or not having a job because they're disabled, but they can actually use their skills just the same to do another kind of business to make some income. Okay. All right. So do you need a Facebook account? Do you need an email address? Like, what is that people would need to do the business to? And by the way, Agapi says you're the best. I got they're not getting paid, right?
Thank you, dear.
And Ivory says, hi, Kristen.
Hi. So you don't need anything to start because the training shows you how to do it all. So once you're in there, yes, if to have an online business, you have to be online. So
have to be online.
Yeah. So an email. Yeah, you need an email address, and and then
go from there.
Yeah.
Is it a special platform? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, like?
I
Do you
mean,
use those accounts too, or can persons leverage those social media accounts? Like, what is that?
I would say in the past, Facebook has probably been our most successful form of advertising, but YouTube is now quite high on that list. Google, there's, oh God, LinkedIn, Pinterest, there's a million. So, but again, that's something that you learn as you want, and you pick which ones you want to try and that sort of thing. So,
So you've got the flexibility to, use different online platforms in order to make some money. Yeah. And so when you're talking about that, Kristen, so like, do you sell or things that are provided on the side? Is it just like small items, like, I do a pen here, or I go on Amazon and I need a selfie stick or a phone case, or, do you go high-end TV cameras, as high
so
as
if you think
can go?
about it, if you're selling a pen for $1, like, how much do you think you're going to make off of that pen?
Sell a lot of pens.
You have to sell a lot of pens. So no, it sounds like a nightmare to me to be one of those people that sell Walmart products or Amazon or, because you have to sell millions of kinds of products and know about the products and promote them. I don't even know exactly, like I said, how it works. So no, we have found a product that has the highest paying commission that there is online. So that is what you get with us. And those high commissions is what earns you the 5 figures. And some people 6 figures a month.
Okay. A month. So that means the product that you found, persons buy it often enough where you've got, you're able to get a commission from it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as I said, check it out. Mom of Two.
Mommy, MOMMYOF 2 marketing.com.
Mommy of Two marketing.com. I will put it in just at the bottom of the page once we're done with this, so you can check out with Kristen. Tell her that you heard about her on Garnet TV.
Yes.
We know they pay, but hey, it's nice to know where the business is coming from. Craig says, good question, girl. Do not be afraid to ask her a question, because I have a friend of mine that is relationship is breaking, but he's jobless, but it is for me to connect him with Kristen. So options, opportunities.
Yeah, reach out to me. We'll talk, we'll connect, and I'll give you all the info.
Okay. So then does it cost to do the business? Is another question people ask.
So with the business that I'm in currently, it's we have 2 live webinars a week. So Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. So when you go to my website, you just have to put in your name and email address, and then you'll get your own personal link to the webinar. The webinar is totally free. It's 90 minutes of your time, but really only about 45 minutes of that, maybe to an hour, is an actual presentation between a couple people that talk about some of the stuff I've talked about tonight, and about the different opportunities of working online and the platforms that you would need and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end, there's about 6 or 7 different business owners like me that share their story and how they found it, and how the training is, and what successes they've had and stuff like that. So you can see real people from different walks of life, from different parts of the world, talking about their journey in this business, and then you can decide if it's something you want to do or not. And if it is something you want to do and go on to the next step, you have 30 days to decide for sure if you want it or not. Because of course it costs money. It's a business, and we provide all the things that I talked about. A program, sales tools, marketing training, mentorship program, a coaching call of my time, right, an hour or so. So yes, it's a one-time fee. It's only $149. It's actually very affordable. But you have 30 full days to check it out. And if it's not for you, you get 100% money back guarantee.
So, which is very rare, people. You don't get to test drive businesses if you don't like it. You get your money back, right?
That's it.
And I'm talking with someone that I actually know, so she wouldn't come and just tell you a story. I'm not just meeting her on the internet and she's just giving something. So you're able to test drive for 30 days to see if this business is for you or not. $149 Canadian dollars.
That's actually American dollars.
American.
Because it's worldwide, and that's the most, I guess, widely used.
That's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's $149 US dollars.
Yep.
And for 30 days, you can decide, okay, is this for me or is it not for me? Will I be able to?
Yeah, and that amount is one time, and you have a lifetime membership to our community, and that gives you everything I talked about: the products, the sales funnel, the training, everything. You're not paying for more stuff.
Okay.
And so literally,
So there's monthly or yearly fees that's associated with.
no, there's no membership fees. There's no monthly subscription. Nothing.
Okay.
And sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But I think I was just gonna say that this is the most affordable business. Like, how can you start an offline business, a brick and mortar business, or whatever, for $149? That doesn't happen.
You can't.
No.
Yeah. And then I'd say one thing you do, at least you're able to break even. So if nothing else, if you go into business for $149 US, at least try to break even, right? Try to make your money back. And by the sound of things, probably the first sale you'll be able to do that.
Right.
But yeah, so the opportunity is there for persons. If you want to test drive the business, you can also, do that and make sure you get your
But
money
the
back.
first step is seriously the webinar. Everyone has to check it out. The founders talk on it and the other business owners, and they go through stuff in much more detail than I have tonight. That's for sure.
So, like, here's a question that persons would probably ask. Like, why would I want to help other people to make money? Like, aren't they going to take a cut of my money?
Why wouldn't you want to help other people?
They're
make
going to take a
money?
cut of my money. That's, people always ask. They're going to take a cut of my money. So, here's a question. Oh, I've got a question for you before you even go there. So, hi, Dennis Warren, who joined. Suzanne Wilson says, hi, everyone. Suzanne, Leah Wilson. And then Craig is asking, so how much it costs to be involved? Well, she just mentioned that $149 US is the one-time cost that's there. There's a message coming up on YouTube. Okay, so yes, share, get me one with that enough memory. My mom's talking about the phone.
Yeah, buy her a phone, Sherna.
I know. I probably need to join the business so I can, buy your phone. We'll get there, mother.
And then that's a write-off.
Tax write-off. I'll come back to that after. So Craig's answer to your question is $150 US. How can we see where we're going to feel safe with that business?
So right upon paying that fee, you'll be joining our community. And so we have a private Facebook community of over 50,000 people you'll be added to. So you can ask questions in there and talk and find out and see. We post all of our successes and everything that's going on in there. So.
Okay. So you mentioned just now tax write-off.
Yeah.
So how does that go? It's like, it's a business, like, do I need to do my taxes? My taxes is it taken out? It's commission-based, so it may be different for some people who are used to...
Right, you're fully self-employed. So you, like anyone that's self-employed, have expenses that you can write off. So some home expenses like internet, power, water, all that kind of stuff. But then anything for a home office, you can expense. I bought a desk, I bought a chair, I bought a phone, I bought a laptop, I bought a monitor, all, 100% like write off in your business. So, and with our business, you actually get a T4A from the company that we are an affiliate marketer for. And so that goes to the government, right, to show how much money, how much commissions you earned. And so that's also part to show that it's a legitimate business, that you get a T4A. I also incorporated my business last year, so help with the taxes and stuff, but yeah.
So, mentioned T4A, people are all over the world. So, what currency do people earn in?
The country that they're in. So, here in Canada, we earn Canadian dollars. In the U.S., you earn U.S. dollars.
If you're in Jamaica, you earn Jamaican dollars.
Yeah.
So, do you earn the equivalent? Like, how does that go? So, if I say I sold a phone and I made a commission of 10 Canadian dollars on that phone, will I make the equivalent of 10 Canadian dollars in Jamaica?
Yes.
Basically, that's it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And every country does have slightly different rules because of the country that they're in. So, obviously their tax slip will be different and stuff like that. And some people in Canada, we earn checks in the mail. In some countries, they have direct deposit. So, there's just slight variances. So,
okay. So you'll be earning your own currency, but the equivalence of whatever is there.
Yeah.
Craig has more comments, but Craig, I think you need to connect with Kristen right after, because he has more questions as he's asking about the experience that he's had. But as she says, yes, you'll be able to connect with other business owners in that Facebook group once that's there. All right, so that's great. Anyone else has any other questions for Kristen with regards to the online business, her business in particular, or probably any other business that you were thinking of, the option that's available and how it is that you can work doing that. So it's an online business. So does the hours matter? So I'm somewhere else in the world. Time difference doesn't.
No, it doesn't matter. We're now starting to do masterminds in the right time zones. We're doing webinars in the right time zones and stuff. So obviously we can't do one in every country so far, but we're still young, which I love. I love that we're kind of in the infancy stage, so that you're part of the growth and not, the end, right? So like I said, we can't, unless there's someone that's there that wants to do it in every country. But for most regions, we have things and stuff going on that they can tap into in their time.
Okay.
And everything's recorded, so if you do miss a live webinar or a live mastermind or whatever, it's recorded and put in the training site, so you can access it anytime.
Okay. And then you mentioned, so the founders are from
Vancouver,
BC.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, one of them is from Alberta.
Okay.
But yeah.
And what it is that they were doing before? Is it kind of along, their line of? I know this is not part of what we talked about.
Mike was in marketing prior. I'm not sure Darren's whole career history, but they've been in the online space for give or take 10 years, and this in particular, I think 4.
Okay. All right. So, because, I know some persons, as I said, will be weary. It's not my space. I haven't done things like that. But as you mentioned, like persons from your community have done just about any kind of job or not worked at all. Yeah. So they're able to succeed in this job, whatever line they're in or are not in yet.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's almost 6 o'clock. I think if we did an hour webinar, that's good. That's our first started, and then hour and a half we had more. So I don't know if anyone else has any more questions that they want to ask. Paulo says, "Hey Kristen, so awesome to see you on this."
Hi Paulo.
Craig is asking, how long will it take you to be independent in the business? And while we're running this business, can we get paid? Yes, you do get paid. You missed that part earlier, but yes, you do get paid. If you didn't get paid, it wouldn't be a business.
And you're pretty much independent from day one. If you mean financially independent, it really does depend on the person and how much time and effort you put in, and how quickly you go through the training, and so many variables. As I mentioned, some people sign up and never do anything. It's like, I always say on coaching calls, it's like losing weight. You could have 3,000 people all say, I want to lose 20 pounds. Some are going to do everything it takes. They're going to hire people. They're going to eat better. They're going to learn everything they need to learn. They're going to dedicate.
They're going to join the gym.
They're going to dedicate. Yeah. They're going to get a personal trainer. And then there's going to be the opposite end of the spectrum that eat cake and chips and sit on the couch. And then there's going to be people that wait, like they go up and down. They work out and they eat good, and then they fall off, and then they come back. And so that's the same with the business. Like it's just self-motivation, self-determination, perseverance, work ethic. It's how bad you want it. It's multiple factors, but it has nothing to do with skill or education or experience. It's none of that. It's the person. It's what you put into it. Any goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, they said attitude is the biggest thing. So most persons, they think it's the skill set, but most times the attitude that comes with you.
Mindset.
Thing.
Yeah.
So Don is asking, will you coach me if I have my own business I want to establish?
So we coach this business. So we don't work with other people's businesses and coach you to success in your business. We have the business, and so you would be joining our business.
Okay. So specifically it's online businesses that you would be coached in, or digital marketing. Are you doing that?
It's digital marketing, yeah.
Digital marketing. Cool. Well, it's been fun. Love seeing you. Is there anything that I missed that you wanted to point out or talk about in our session today?
The fact about the online businesses being a viable option, especially during this time, because as I know that your whole spin was about COVID and pandemic and stuff, and that we do everything online, right? So we can do Zoom meetings, online meetings where we see each other. We don't have to be face-to-face in person. And automation for years has been making jobs obsolete, and now the internet is making jobs obsolete, right? People buy groceries online. They buy full meals from restaurants online. They don't even have to go to the restaurant anymore. They buy clothes online. They buy gifts online. They learn online. So more and more people are not going anywhere. And so if you had a business, like a coffee shop or something, and people had to go to you, like, you know, it's just more and more. If you're not one of the first early adopters, like, you will be left behind, right? The people that take action now and start a business online are going to be the millionaires of tomorrow. Like, and they are. Okay. So
it's a good point, because I was going to ask, like, do you really think everyone's going online?
I think 2020 will be the year known as when everyone went online. Like, businesses went online, people started working online.
Yeah, and even persons with our business that thought they could not possibly function online have had to find a way to make it happen, right? Or even advertise online, because, you know.
Well, yeah, you're not shopping in the malls anymore, right? You're going online to find what you need. So.
Okay. And I've got Craig here saying, please send my friend a message to get in this. So you'll definitely have to connect. Craig, you'll have to connect with Kristen at the end, or just on our site. Website again, for those who are checking through?
He just put it up. Well, he didn't put up the whole website, but mommyoftwomarketingwaswrittenright.com.
Yeah. mommyoftwomarketing.com. So for those of you who are interested, be sure to check out, it just came on. Be sure to check out Kristen's website to see if this is an option for you. It's $149 US.
After you watch the webinar. So the webinar is free. Just check it out, and
then you can decide if it's for you or if it's not for you. And you may even want to share it with someone else. It may not be for you, but you may see someone else who's looking for another opportunity that's there. So be sure to share that opportunity with them, and they can see, you know, where they can take it from here. Awesome. Well, it was great chatting with you today.
Oh, you too. And thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, and we'll be sure to connect again. You know, maybe there's a part 2 to this of persons who say, hey, this business was awesome. I tried it, and here's where I am today. Just point on me, hey, maybe I'll try it. Who knows? So, well, until next time, this is
Kristen Clark.
And this is Sharon. It's you next time on Let's Talk. Have a good one.